And no sooner had the Legacy Tower team gotten the former backyard site all ready for the new tower than there arrived onto the scene a couple of flatbed trucks with the tower sections and their branches, a man lift, and a crane. And once the crane got fully set up, we lifted off the big box full of branches and then the first of the tower sections so that truck number 1 could be on its way, while we double-checked the leveling on the tower base. Then we got the other 2 sections and another box of branches off of the second truck. When we were satisfied that we were ready, we had the crane hoist up the big bottom section and boom it over to its landing spot. When everything lined up just right, they lowered it into place and we secured it there. Notice that there are no climbing pegs on the lower section. That means you need a man lift to work on it. And our guys got themselves up where they could get a hold of the rigging, and they de-rigged the first section so that the crane could go back for part 2. Meanwhile, we turned the engineering specs for minimum and maximum overlap on each slip joint into marks on the tower, so we could ensure that the sections were assembled properly. The next section got lubed and rigged and lifted up and boomed over, and our guys guided it into place.
Keep coming slowly.
They let the crane operator know when it was in the right spot for him to set it down.
Okay, go ahead and drop her.
It's the special shape of the sections and this thing called gravity that keep the upper sections in place without the need for any additional bolts or fasteners. And up top they go to de-rig that section.
Go ahead and cable down. Slowly.
Then it was time to really stretch out and reach high enough to get the top section into place. And once they got that section rigged, they lifted it up and over, and way up high it went, and again our guys were there to guide it into place and tell the crane when to set it down.
Okay, cable down.
And just like that, the top section slides into place.
There it is.
Looks good.
Then the man lift has to really extend to get all the way up to the top to de-rig that section. But wait, there's one more piece, sort of like the star on top of the Christmas tree. There's a crown for the few smaller branches that go up on top. Nice. The guys wrangle it into place and bolt it on. And that's where we start adding all the branches that will turn this mono pole into a mono pine. And for each one, our guys have to place the branch into its arm on the trunk and line it up for the bolt to slide into place and get the nut threaded on and then tightened down and finally secure it with a safety strap. That's one down and about 211 to go. Meanwhile, we're putting up a fence around the tower, and since this is in someone's backyard, we're even adding plants around the fence. It takes several days of hauling up branches and attaching them, but at last we get them all in place, and now there's a new tree in the neighborhood, and better cell coverage on the horizon for the people around here. Score another one for Team Legacy.